Listen.
If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now, sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet. Well, just by knowing who's behind it and why. And then just don't do it if you can possibly get away from it. But the white supremacists they have decided that in the refinement stage of white supremacy that more and more dark-skinned people throughout the world are beginning to become, after many, many, many millenniums, you might say, in a way of speaking, of just being kind of lethargic and out of it, you might say, and primitive, pitiful people, just world beggars, really. And some black people, some dark-skinned people, some people who are classified as non-white throughout the world started in the 1960s to kind of stir and say, enough already. Maybe we should become a different people. Maybe we should not be so primitive. Maybe we should be problem solvers, because we usually know how to make a lot of problems. We don't know how to solve the problems that we make or solve the problems that other people make for us. So in the 1960s, people began to stir all over the world, non-white people, and began to use their brains rather than just use emotion to try to solve problems. Because black people particularly have been taught, well, use your emotions. If you run into a problem, just start screaming and yelling. And hope that it will all work out. If you lose your way going down the highway, just close your eyes and step on the gas and hope that it all works out. But don't use your brain. That's for the white supremacists to do. You've been given a brain, but just forget about the brain. Be body people. Don't be brain people. Be body people. Keep your body moving, even if you don't know where you're going. Just run around bumping into things. And if you bump into some black people while you're moving around, then lash out at them on account of they bumped into you and you bumped into them. And just keep doing that, because that's a part of my plan for you forever, because then I can always control you. But then the dark-skinned people start waking up, and they start saying we got to come up with a sophisticated way to have them participate in going back to sleep. And so we will use chemicals to do that. We no longer want to just run them down, and beat them with clubs and shoot them with guns. That wakes them up. That keeps them alert. That makes them want to do something constructive. That makes their brain works at a certain level. So we don't want their brains to work at all. So what's the best way to do that? Make chemicals appealing. Give it some fancy name. Call it Harlem Sonata, and put it in a pink pill and tell them that's the latest thing, and that you're not very intelligent if you don't go out and get some right now. You won't be on the cutting edge of what's happening, because black people always want to know what's happening, because we're always looking for something new, because we're so desperate and for something different to happen from what has happened. So the white supremacist always has something new for us, but it's always destructive. I don't care how it looks on the surface. They don't hand out things. They don't come and knock on your door to give you something, unless, without you, if you're really thinking, you should be saying, uh-oh, what are they up to now? They're coming to me. Usually, if they're coming to me, they're giving me something that really is not going to help me do anything constructive. If it's anything constructive, I have to run them down, trying to find them to help me do anything constructive. And when they see me coming, they run from me. But when they come and knock on your door and say, I have something for you people, just for you people that's just wonderful, and you need to take it, always jump back. Don't jump forward.
Mm-hmm.
Jump back and take a look at it and say, wait a minute, what is this? And if I buy into it, what's going to be the result? What is this you say you are doing for me? Just like they did in the ancient days when they encountered people that they call redskins or Indians or original people of the Western Hemisphere. They said, here, Chief, I have some water here for you, and it's not like the water you're used to. This is water with fire in it. You do understand fire, don't you, Chief? Don't you like fire? You use fire to do a lot of your chores. So I have some fire in the water. Take a swig. And to let you know that I'm not trying to trick you, again, I'm going to take a swig. And that's one thing you really have to watch for. The skilled white supremacists, the refined white supremacists, will always do a little bit and sometimes a lot of what they're trying to get you to do. Whether it's a tattoo, or whether it's a swig of whiskey, or whether it's a new drug that's going to destroy you in the end. But they know how to go about doing it in such a way that you wind up being more devastated than them. Now, any person who's tried to seduce somebody, say with alcohol, knows the old trick of sitting in the booth, in the bar, and this person that has ill intent is trying to seduce the female. What will he do? He'll say, oh, you don't know about this new type of vodka. Oh, this is wonderful. And you'll feel good. And it won't harm you. And to show you that you should take it, because I'm doing you a favor, I'm letting you drink out of my bottle. I'll pour it into your glass. And I will take some myself. But you know the old trick. He takes a little bit, or he might take a lot. And he'll drink it. Then he'll pay you, give you a little bit or a lot. But then little by little, he's taking less and less. And more, you're getting drunker and drunker. But he stopped getting drunk an hour ago. He's a little bit woozy, but he's still in control. That's the key. Who's in control after it's all over? And it's the same way with the drugs. It's the same way even with educational systems.
Mm-hmm.
The white supremacy will tell you something in a classroom that's absolutely true. But then he'll mix in something that's totally false.
Mm.
But by then, you are all going for the truth. You have to pick out. You really have to pick it, just like picking out the poison from anything. You have to sort it out. And that really takes a little doing. You have to be alert that the person is really doing that, because they'll give you a little bit of something constructive, and then they'll little by little put in a whole lot that's non-constructive. And the next thing you know, that's how they maintain domination and control of their mistreatment system. That's all you can do at this time, because the white supremacists, and you just have to keep doing it. You have to be persistent, like the ant. You just have to keep saying it, just like we're saying it now. Is this constructive? What's going to be the result of you taking this new poison that's out here now? What's going to be the ultimate result? Are you going to improve? Is your entire existence? Are you going to have more money and be able to do things in a much more efficient manner? And is everybody going to prosper as a result of this in a constructive manner? Or is this going to be destructive? And you're going to become more dependent on nonsense and be chasing after more and more nonsense and agonizing over it, and probably wind up being dead earlier than you should, or being locked up, or being, just thrown to the side of the road and just be a piece of junk, which is what they call the stuff. They call it junk. It's chemicals, cocaine and marijuana and all like that. They call it junk. They call it junk. And then we take it and we look and act like junk. Walk down the street and let's take a look at black people. Sometimes just walking down the street. We look like junk piles sometimes. And it looks like we just go and try to make ourselves look even junkier rather than something that's vibrant, something that's growing, an organism that seems to have some constructive purpose. We just look like something that's getting ready to head for the trash heap. And we deliberately do this. Just a walking junkyard. You can see the tombstones in our eyes, so to speak. And the white supremacists are behind it. That's all we can do is just keep pointing it out, because we are allowing it to happen, and it doesn't have to happen. All we got to do is just say, no, I'm not doing anything, ever, unless you can show me that it has constructive results. I don't care if you're white or non-white. If you come to me with something, make a proposal to me or give me something, I'm going to say, is this constructive or not? If you say something to me, I'll ask that. Wait a minute, is this conversation going to be constructive? Or is it going to be non-constructive? There's no such thing as in between. Because if it's going to be non-constructive, I don't have time for non-constructive conversation. I don't have anything against you. I'm not mad at you. And what is the system of white supremacy? It's a system of behavior that has to do with all 9 areas of activity. It dominates everything that people do in economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And it affects everybody on the planet, directly or indirectly, whether they are aware of it or not. It's the dominating, motivating factor. There is no other dominating, motivating factor. That's why it's called supreme. It's the supreme form of government. All these other so-called forms of government, capitalism, democracy, republicanism, independentism, all the socialisms, communism, they don't matter when you start talking about the system of white supremacy. The system of white supremacy, in other words, dominating and mistreating people based on color, which is what it is. People who are classified as white, who have chosen in all of these areas of activity to dominate and mistreat people who are classified as non-white. And they do the classifying, by the way. The non-white people may say, well, I don't even think about color. I mean, I don't even want to. I mean, what's that got to do with anything? I have other things to do. But the white supremacists say, you're going to think about it because I'm going to make you think about it. I don't care what your plans are. You are going to think about color because you are going to regard color in any move that you make, and any move that you make is going to be on my turf, which is this entire planet. Now, that's the voice of the white supremacists when they speak to people who are non-white, even though in the refinement stage of white supremacy, which is where most of the planet is right now, they don't talk that way like they did in the old days. But that's what that means, that you will think about color because you will think about it because I want you to think about it. I want to remind you that white is right and that non-white doesn't matter. That's a bunch of scraps. You're scrap people. You're a bunch of junk. You're a bunch of heathens. You're a bunch of ne'er-do-wells. You're something that I can use as raw material for anything that I want. And you are not supposed to say anything about it. And even if you say anything about it, if I allow you to say anything about it, I'll just listen to it. And if I approve of what you're saying on occasion, then you can do it. Or you can activate whatever it is you're talking about. But remember, you're a bunch of scraps. And whatever you do has to come by me in any area of activity, any of the 9. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the Internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, but when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.